Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wright State University for tonight's GCL matchup between the Alter Knights and the visiting CJ Eagles. This is Dave Homan, the voice of Alter Knight Baseball. Um, we are back to action tonight after a rain-shortened spring break-laden last week, and the weather is nice here. There's some thunderstorms to the north, but so far it has missed us, and we are about ready to begin tonight's contest here. On the mound for Alter, we have sophomore Matt Scheretti making the start, and for the Eagles, we have it's Nick Wisman on the mound, the ace of the CJ Eagles. The Eagles come into the game with a record of 13-2 overall, 7-1 in the GCL, currently sitting atop of the GCL North, ahead of Fenwick, Alter, and Carroll. So a tall task tonight for the Knights, but at least we are back to full strength this evening as Zach Claiborne returns to the lineup. So most of the guys in the infield are shifted back to their natural positions, and traditionally Alter has played well here at their home field at Wright State University, playing on turf. Uh, the sun is out. There are a lot of clouds, and the wind is blowing very hard from right field to left field. So any ball that is pulled to left is going to carry tonight. So a tough task for the outfielders, or really any ball that gets some altitude to it. So looking around, Matt Scheretti is on the mound for the Knights. Catching is senior Luke Ewald. Sam McClanahan is over at first base. Jack DeMario is at second. Zach Claiborne returns to fill the gap at shortstop, and with that move in the lineup, Danny Mengen returns to third base. So looking into, trying to see here, the outfield, Andrew Wayner, senior Andrew Wayner is in left field. Center is Kevin Barhorst, and in right field tonight is freshman Alex Dunkel. So we are about ready to begin here. Of course, the CJ Eagles are the defending state champions, and there was some questions at the beginning of the season as to whether they would be as good as they are last year, and they are into their regular season form, looking very strong, looking and very impressive during infield practice. So Matt Scheretti delivers. That ball is fouled back to the screen, and this game is underway. That's the second baseman, A.J. Solomon. And A.J. is a sophomore for the Eagles. Ball low. He bats left and throws right for the Eagles. Low and inside. 2-1 is the count. Swing and a miss. 2-2. And Mengen will move back a few steps. He was up on the edge of the infield grass. Claiborne playing his usual 2 feet into the outfield. He usually is moving, then moves in on the pitch, and the count is full. So Matt Scheretti has gone full count against Solomon. Last thing you want to do here is put a speedy player on base leadoff, and he does just that. And That will bring up the left fielder, Andrew Simones, a senior who is right-handed batter, right-handed outfielder. Scheretti delivers. He's going on the pitch, and he is safe. And that was a ball on the pitch. So the count is 1-0. He had a great jump. Very little chance of getting him, especially with his speed. Scheretti steps off, looks him back. So Solomon, who is on second base, is the only ball's inside, 2-0. He's the only sophomore on this varsity squad for CJ, so a very mature group coming back from that state championship team of last year. The delivery, nice pitch, just catching the inside corner, and the count is 2-1. Scheretti delivers, just missing low, and the count is 3-1. Scheretti in desperate need of a strike here, and it does not catch the corner. And we have runners at first and second with no outs. And that will bring up tonight's starting pitcher, Nick Wisman. Talking with the third base coach. Sam McClanahan is up on the grass for the Knights, anticipating a possible sacrifice bump. He squares up, and he was going on the pitch, and that ball is in the outfield, and that's going to score a run. So a throwing error down to third base, and that scores a run. And the score is 1-0 CJ here. So on that play, base runner from CJ moves to second, and so Alter getting themselves in a jam here early in the first inning, and you cannot do that against a team like CJ. That ball is fouled up. It's just out of the reach of Luke Ewald. Foul territory, and the count is 1-1. On deck for the Eagles is Sebastian Kingora, first baseman. He's going on the pitch, and that ball was bounced in front of the plate. And the count is 1-2. So the Eagles running early and often on Scheretti. So the Knights need to pick up on that and adjust. We need to give him a different look. Ball's low in the dirt. Now the infield is up, hoping to hold the runner at third on anything in the infield. The delivery. That ball is bounced about 3 feet in front of the plate to the backstop, and the count is full, and Matt seems a little out of sync right now on the mound. He's squeezing and overthrowing, and that's what's causing the ball bounce in the dirt. So Matt just needs to take a breath here. The bases are empty and concentrate on the batter. The payoff delivery. That ball is upstairs, so 3 quick walks. And pitching coach Joey Hosel will ask for time and go out and just calm down Matt. And with the number of games that we have this week, Matt cannot come out early because we need to spread the pitching around, and that's we just are not super deep at the pitching position, and so we don't want to run into a situation where you've got to make a quick change. So Matt usually he's calmed down. He's pitched strong this year. He just needs to take a quick breath and relax. So, and that's left-handed first baseman Sebastian Gangora at the plate, and he is deep in the box, his back foot almost on the line. Shreddy throws over to first. Sure, that was one of the things that Coach Hosel told Matt out on the mound is you've got to give him some different looks. You've got to check them or they'll be running all night long. Gangora, a junior, that was a swing or a foul tip, strike 2, or strike 1, sorry. First was a throw over to first. And there's a bigger lead over at first by Wisman, much bigger, and he's going. And the throw is not in time. And CJ just continues to put runners in scoring position quickly. So Shreddy just needs to keep him in check, not overthrow, not squeeze too hard. The delivery, fastball out, missing outside. Delivery missing low. And 3-1 count. So Eagles scoring 2 runs here, runner on second base, and they have not touched the ball hitting. That ball is popped up and it bounces off the facade and almost hits a CJ bomb, and somebody reached over and knocked that ball out of the way. So CJ Eagle parent there, a hero. And the count is full, so we need this one right here. The delivery, that ball is popped up and fouled out behind the press box. And the count holds. Ball caught the outside corner, strike 1. So normally Matt Shreddy lives on the corners, and tonight just when he misses, he's missing big. So if he can get back to painting those corners, that's where his comfort zone is. Ball high and in. 1-1. Jack Huffman is on deck, the right fielder for the Eagles. Sharetti delivered. Oh, and he quick throw down to first, and Sam McClanahan was not in position and allowed the slide back into first, and he was absolutely dead to rights. But as it turns out, now we have runners on first and third. And a 3-1 count. I think Sam saw the runner breaking for third and didn't realize that he had an out. And a throw on the steal. Got through. It was supposed to be cut by Jack DeMario, but instead he allowed it to go through. Run scores, and the base runner, Gongora, is over at third base, and it is now 3-0. The count is full. The Knights just killing themselves here in the first inning. That ball was high and inside, but it was just crushed and pulled foul. And Snyder wanted all of that one, and actually that was ball 4, but he wanted to hit. And Sharetti just needs to deliver a strike here in the worst possible way. And the Knights have somebody up, and that ball is crushed to left field and over the fence, but foul. And thank goodness that ball was foul, because that was gone by a good 10 feet. So Snyder definitely has the timing down here. So we need to show him something off speed. That ball is popped up. That's in foul territory, but it looks like it could be playable. Oh, and McClanahan and Ewald just look at each other, and the ball falls right between them. So the Knights doing nothing to help themselves out of this inning. There were two foul balls that could have been caught. Neither one of them were, and we continue to struggle here. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The Knights rattled right here and not playing with a lot of passion. And they better pull it together quick, or this will be a rout very quick. Sure, that ball is lined over the third base into the bullpen, and that's a double. And another run scores, and it's 4-0, and the Knights cannot get an out. And that is Nolan Meyer warming up in the bullpen for the Knights. And Huffman is up to bat, the right fielder, Jack Huffman, another junior. Strike one. Sharetti overthrowing, bouncing it, and the runner moves to third. So that seems to be the MO here for Matt Sharetti, runner on second base, sensing a steal and is just trying to squeeze the ball a little too much and overthrow, and got to think that if he gets on base, there may be a pitching change. Ball missing, 2-1. So Matt's body language right now just down, and he is fighting with every pitch. That was a strike on the inside corner. Huffman looked down in disbelief, and the count is 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Matt really needed that one, and he got it. And there's one away in the inning. And that brings up the catcher, Jack, and I don't even know how to pronounce this last name. Height, maybe? I'll try to get that clarified in between innings. First pitch just missing ball 1, but he is a specimen. He looks like a combination of a linebacker and tight end. So Scheretti checks the runner at third, delivers. That's through Ewald's legs to the backstop. And another run scores, and it's 5-0 with one out here. So someone needs to step up out there on defense and take charge, calm Matt down, walk over to the mound, tell him it's okay. They need to do something here to break the rhythm, and we're just not seeing that right now. And Ewald's going to go out, talk to Matt. So I have 2-0 is the count. The scoreboard has 3-0, so we'll figure out here in one pitch what's going on. Heat settles back in. Strike 1, inside corner. Scheretti working from the windup here. Delivery. Ball missing just high, and that was ball 4. And Coach Hosel, Mike Hosel, is going to ask for time, and he is going to go out to the mound and make a pitching change. And sophomore Nolan Meyer will come out in relief. So it is a brief outing for Matt Scheretti, and just having trouble finding the strike zone tonight, but you're going to have outings like that, and his teammates need to give him support on defense. 2 opportunities to be out of this inning, actually. We could be in the dugout right now. 2 balls dropped that were catchable and not able to capitalize. And against a team like CJ, a team like Hamilton-Baden, a team like Fenwick, you cannot make mistakes like this and expect to be in the game. So right now, CJ has 5 runs on the scoreboard and only 1 hit to show for it. So Knights just need need to figure out if they want to turn the corner here as a program. They've got to figure out it is the little things. It is catching a ball, knocking it down with your body. It's laying out for a ball. It's just showing some enthusiasm. So Knights need to figure that out. CJ has figured it out, and Knights are just need to get there a little bit quicker. Okay, so I did clarify the catcher's last name is pronounced Hyatt, so I couldn't have mangled that anymore if I tried. So I will get it right from this point going forward. So Nolan Meyer coming in relief, and he's done a nice job here in relief this year, and nothing fancy with Nolan. He just brings the heat every pitch. You're not going to see a lot of change-ups or anything like that. He just brings it, and he will be all over the corners. But the big thing is just throw strikes, and let's take our chances with defense and see where that takes us. So Nolan about set to begin here. So to set the table for you here, 5 runs are across in the first inning for CJ. Jake Hyatt, the catcher, is on first base for CJ. And Andrew Tillman, the left fielder, comes up for CJ. So the outfield playing straight away. And first pitch is a fastball in. I do not necessarily anticipate that Hyatt will run. He is a large body mass to move. But that is the build that you want for your catcher, I'll tell you that much. Big lead, strike one across the plate. And Hyatt a little bit slow getting back to first. Luke Ewald looking down to Sam, making eye contact, telling him to be ready. And the pitch, strike 2. So the count is 1-2. And Nolan delivers. Foul ball. He was going on the pitch, but it was tipped foul, and Nolan has got to check the runner. He did not look over and check him, and I could have made it to second on that one. So he needs to check him and step off, throw over. So Nolan comes set, the 1-2 delivery. Nolan misses outside, and the count is 2-2. So on that pitch, Nolan rushed it and was off his line and stepped about a foot to his left compared to his previous pitches. And where that foot goes, that's where the ball goes. The delivery, just missing again. And the count is full. Big lead here at first base. Big lead, and he was going, and he was halfway to strike 3, but he easily steals second on that, and he was probably about 2 feet from Jack DeMario by the time that ball was released. So again, nice pitch. We got the out, but we gave up the steal, and that will bring up the last hitter in the lineup, and that is Cameron Benoit. And he is the shortstop. And first pitch missing for ball one. And he had some incredible fast footwork out there during pregame warm-ups. Strike one. And the count evens at 1-1. So need to stop the bleeding here and just get out of it. Certainly don't want to spot them anymore with Wisman taking the mound. Ball's upstairs, 2-1. Ball missing away, 3-1. And Solomon, the leadoff hitter for CJ, is on deck. The delivery, upstairs, ball 4. We have runners on first and second here with 2 outs, and Alter cannot get out of this first inning. So even with 2 outs, this is a situation where I wouldn't be surprised to see Solomon drag bunting. Mengen playing way back, a left-hander. Strike one. Just very fast first step out of the box. And Solomon has his back foot on the inside back corner of the plate. Runners going. And Mengen, Ewald getting the throw down there. However, not able to get, it was not on line, and Mengen caught the ball in the middle of the bag, and both runners steal, and the count is even at 1-1. That last pitch was a ball. Ball missing inside. Solomon turning his body to get out of the way, but he is right on that inside chalked line. And the count is 3-1. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded. And that brings up Simone's for the second time this evening. Don't have to look at the box score. He walked earlier, so bases are loaded. Strike one, so nice pitch by Meyer. Upper part of the strike zone. Ball missing high, 1-1, no place to put a base runner here. We need this out. Just missing upstairs, 2-1. That ball is ripped foul down the third baseline. And the count is 2-2. Simone's catching all of that ball, but just a little too far ahead with the pitch. And we have twos all across the board. That ball is ripped Foul again down the third baseline. This is where you wish that you had an off-speed pitch because he has this pretty well timed up. That ball foul, just foul. Probably two inches left of the chalk line right behind third base. That would have been probably 3 runs based on the runner over at first base and the jump that he got, Solomon. So let's hope here Danny Mangan adjusts and hugs that line. Ball high. The count is full, 2 outs, and everybody on base will be moving on motion here. The delivery. Ball is high. And another run comes across the plate. And the score is 6-0 here in the first. So Nick Wisman, pitcher of record here for CJ, up at the plate, and certainly he's happy about going out on the mound with a large lead here in the first. Let's get this last one, Knights. Nice pitch right over the middle for a strike. Ball is popped high in the air. Jack DeMario sits underneath it, and out number 3 is recorded. So CJ scoring 6 runs in the top of the first off of 1 hit, 1 error by the Knights, and after 1/2 inning of play, the score is 6-0 CJ. Okay, about ready to begin here in the bottom of the first inning. Nick Wisman is on the mound for CJ, and he has pitched in 5 games so far this year, and it looks like 5 complete games, 35 innings. He is a perfect 5-0 with 48 strikeouts and an ERA of .80. So doesn't get much better than what he has done so far this year for CJ. So Knights digging a hole, and it's not going to be an easy one to get out of. So, but you got to start somewhere. You got to dig yourself out and fight. And nobody better than that than leadoff hitter Jack DeMario for the Knights. Jack plays hard all the time. 100 miles an hour always for Jack. Ball low. Ball had a lot of movement, but inside. 2-0. There's a strike across the middle. Three won the count. So Jack DeMario being patient up at the plate, something the Knights have struggled with a little bit as of late, wanting to jump on early pitches, but Jack patient up there. And the 3-1 delivery. Strike two. So the count is full here to the first batter, Jack DeMario. Infield playing deep all the way around. And the delivery. That ball is hit down the right field line, and it is just foul. So just missing. Wind could not help push that inside the line. And the 3-2 delivery to Jack DeMario. Swing and a miss. He caught him on the hands. Fastball up and in, and that was the perfect pitch for a 3-2 count. And that will bring up third baseman, freshman Danny Mangan, to the plate for the first time this evening. Catcher set up inside. Ball one. That ball is up and in. Ball two. Ball's fouled back off the catcher's mask. Zach Claiborne is on deck for the Knights. Foul tip, strike two, and the count's 2-2. The 2-2 delivery. That ball is popped up off the handle of the bat to Wisman for out number two. So Wisman very disciplined on the mound, going through a routine before every pitch, deep breath. He just gets set. He thinks through what he's going to do, and that's why he is one of the best pitchers in the state of Ohio right now. So Zach Claiborne is up to bat. Takes strike one. Zach at shortstop tonight for the Knights. Luke Ewald's on deck. And Claiborne catches that one. One hops it to the shortstop, who throws over to first. And the side is retired. So strikeout, a pop-up, and a ground out to the shortstop. And at the end of one complete, the score is CJ 6, Alter 0. So a full week of baseball here for the Knights, as I mentioned at the beginning of the game. Tomorrow night, the Knights travel over to crosstown rival Fairmont for a makeup game that was supposed to be played the second week of the season, but we were rained out. Wednesday, we will travel down to Cincinnati McNicholas for probably the furthest game that we will travel during the regular season this year. On Thursday, the JV travels to Fenwick, and on Friday, the Knights have senior night here at Wright State. And that's versus McNicholas. And on Saturday, we'll play a morning game at West Carrollton High School. Got to get that in the morning because it's prom. And then a week from tonight, we will be at Middletown to play the Middies. So a full week of baseball here for the Knights. So Meyer starting the inning off with that all-elusive strike that the Knights struggled to get in the first inning. And this is Gingora, first baseman. And that is a ball, and the count is 1-1. Ball missing. And the 2-1 delivery. That is a ground ball. It bounces in and out of the first base dugout for the Knights. And the count is 2-2. Wind starting to really pick up right to left. That ball is popped high in the air, and DeMario has it for the first out of the inning. And if you saw where that ball, where Jack started tracking the ball and where it ended up, it wandered probably a good 20 feet. So the wind really swirling out there. And that will bring up Snyder. First inning, Snyder has the lone hit for CJ, screeching one down the third baseline. First pitch is a strike, so Nolan going out there strong here in the second inning as far as throwing strikes, which is a good sign. Outfield playing straight away. Ball missed low. 1-1. 2-1 the count. Caught Dylan Snyder there on a slower fastball, and it is 2-2. That ball is fouled at the plate, and the count holds. The delivery, that is up and in, and the count is full. So let's see what we can do here. Make him hit or strike him out here. Let's not give up that walk. That has not been our friend this evening. And the delivery by Meyer. That ball is screeched to left field. That's over Wayner's head. It bounces high off the wall. Wayner quickly gets it into Claiborne, but that is a stand-up double. And CJ is once again in business. And that brings Jack Huffman to the plate, right fielder. Snyder, 2 solid hits for CJ this evening. Pitch, strike 1. And he did not check the runner at second base, so I fully expect to see a straight up steal here on this pitch. Now he checks him. Ball misses away. 1-1. So just that little look makes a difference. Now Snyder's seen the look. I think that lead's going to get a little bit bigger. A swing and a miss. A nice pitch by Huffman. Past Huffman. And Hyatt on deck for CJ. The delivery. And that ball is chopped. Kind of an oops. Gotcha. He's got to hurry, though. And Mangan charged that ball, but it was a slow hopper and just got him by a half step. But nice play there to be right on target. And Hyatt is up with 2 outs. And it would be nice to leave Snyder stuck there over on third base. One ball, that was up and in. Same location, 2-0. Swing and a miss. And the count is 2-1. That ball is hit to center field, and that's going to fall. And 1 run is in. And the score is now 7-0 CJ. So it was a nice pitch. He just hit it squarely right into center field. And that brings up Tillman, left fielder for CJ. And now CJ has 3 hits for this evening. That ball is hit hard, bounces off of Jack DeMario. That thing was just a rocket. And Jack got a glove on it, but it bounced right up off the glove. He went down to a knee to make the play and just unable to come up with it. And Benoit, the shortstop, comes up for the second time this evening. So 2 outs. Ball missing outside. Nice fastball away. 1-1. Ball's fouled up and over the first base dugout and out of play. That's 1-2. So Nolan getting 2 quick strikes here in succession. Let's get the third right here. And ball was high. Tried to overthrow that just a bit. Ball misses away and the count is full. So CJ will be moving on the pitch, runners on second and first. And on first movement, they will be taken off. And there they go. And the pitch, ball is foul tipped. And the umpire kind of turned around to see where that ball was, see if Luke kept it in his glove or not. He did not. And the count holds. So once again, runners will be moving on movement. There they go. That ball is hit high to center field. Barhorst is there and makes the catch. So Knights work themselves out of it, but not before giving up a run. And at the end of 1.5 complete, the score is 7-0 CJ. Okay, we are set to begin the bottom of the second inning here. And in between innings, I looked behind the press box and it's starting to get dark. So I'm debating on whether or not I made the right decision setting up outside. So we will see how the pace of the game goes. So Luke Ewald will lead things off for the Knights here in the bottom of the second inning. Swing and a miss. If you look at the catcher Hyatt, for those of you that grew up Reds fans during the Big Red Machine days, if you remember a catcher by the name of Bill Plummer, who liked to take that leg and kick it out to the side when he caught, kind of see that that was an unbelievable curveball for strike two. That was just nasty. But Hyatt sometimes kicking that leg out to the side for some additional leverage, and he's setting up inside corner. Ooh, exact same pitch, just missing. Just missing. And set up in the middle of the plate. Swing and a miss at the fastball. So easy to see why this kid on the pitcher's mound is one of the best in the state of Ohio. And I would say it doesn't matter what division you're looking at. He is the real deal. And I'll be interested to see where he's playing next year, because he definitely has a future in baseball. So Nolan Meyer is up for the Knights. Strike one. That was a curveball. Nolan just kind of ducked. That was inside. 1-1. And the GCL is not a baseball league for the faint of heart. You see some, strike two, some incredible talent here. Every single year, these teams just reload with the talent. These kids work hard in the off season, and you know, this is just the preseason for them. The high school season is just kind of preseason because they move on and play some very competitive summer ball. Nolan got froze on that one curveball, and quickly there are two away. And Kevin Barhorst, center fielder for the Knights, comes to the plate. First pitch is popped high in the air. Center fielder's coming hard and makes the catch. And that's it in the second for the Knights. So no runs, no hits, no errors. At the end of two complete, the score is 7-0 CJ. Chad, how was your first day back? Was it rough? Oh. Did the teacher say anything about your tattoo? Good. Nobody noticed it. How can you not notice that? She got the henna on the hand. It looks. Yeah. We're about ready to begin the top of the third inning, and the conversation you heard in the background was me with my daughter, fifth grader at Bishop Leibold School, and we just got back from spring break, and she got a henna tattoo on her hand, so discussing as to whether or not she got in trouble by her teachers, and good news, no trouble. So it is really, the clouds are thickening here, and I think it's about time to switch over from my sunglasses. CJ having someone up in the bullpen warming up here. And that first pitch is just smoked into right center field. And that was Solomon. Lead it off, and a left-handed hitter. That ball just tailed, and it tailed very hard. Barhorse was running hard, and then at the last second he had to stop and try to barehand it going the other way so it didn't go by him. So that wind and combination of the wind and the tail, Solomon going on the first pitch, and just into second, just ahead of the tag, and Luke Ewald made a really nice throw down to second, and that was very close to being an out for the Knights. And that was a strike on the pitch. Originally it was recorded on the scoreboard as a ball, but was just switched. And this is Simone's the center fielder for CJ, up to bat. Ball just missing outside. That ball is hit hard to center. It's going to fall in. So just for a minute, Solomon had to hesitate and did not go full speed, or else he would have scored. And Simone's is on with the single, and first two have reached here, and Wisman comes up to bat. So runners on first and third. I'll be curious to see if a play is made or not with the speed of Solomon at third, and he was going before the ball was even. A throw over. So the throw was cut at second. Ball was cut at second base, thrown over to third, but Megan unable to handle the ball, and another run scores, and the score is now 8-0 CJ. So Wisman at the plate, and Simone's at second base, and Gangora on deck for CJ. That ball is popped up, and Claiborne over to make the catch in shallow center field for an out. And there's one away. So now the wind swirling from right field really to home plate. CJ not being fooled there. DeMario delayed the throw back to the pitcher's mound, hoping to get him the runner off base, but no go. And Gangora is up, and that ball gets by Ewald and goes to the backstop, and we have a runner at third base. So Knights just not playing some sharp hustling defense tonight, and you cannot expect to compete against a team of CJ's talent. if you don't come ready to play. And the 1-0 delivery. That ball is ground hard to the first base coach, who's unable to barehand it, and probably a good thing. That's how you break a finger. And the count is 1-1. So CJ's players, having seen Meyer pitch here for a couple innings, seem to be timing it up, and that one went to the backstop, and Ewald did not even get a glove on the ball. And another run is across, and it's 9-0. Ball is hit hard, but to Alex Dunkel in right field, who makes the catch. And I'll tell you, there is no easy catch out there tonight for the outfielders with this wind. And Dunkel came up, then took a step back, and just about where he started on contact. And Knight's not real happy about seeing Snyder up to the plate for the third time. He's just crushing the ball the first two times he's at the plate tonight. That ball is popped up, and it's hanging in fair tear, or hanging in play. And then at the last second, the wind took it out of play. So Snyder having the wind to thank for another swing at the plate. One and one. It's cooling off here pretty quickly at the ballpark. Completely overcast now. He got jammed, and that was hit hard into the dugout. And the count is 1-2. And that one went to the backstop, and a la Bull Durham hit the bull. And the count is 2-2. Foul tip back to the backstop. Meyer delivers. Swing and a miss. And nice pitch. And the Knights are out of the inning, but not before some more damage is done. And at the end of 2.5, the score is 9-0 CJ. Wisman's day is done pitching for CJ, and coming out to pitch is Snyder. So Snyder starting the game at third base, and Dylan now moving to the pitcher's mound. And with that, it looks like that number 8, Cameron Benoit, moving to third base, and I think that may be Wisman at shortstop, so he stays in the game. So Alex Dunkel, freshman, up to the plate for the first time against CJ, and it's baptism by fire here for him. Ball missing low, and Snyder does throw the ball hard. Strike one. Missing outside. I was looking, I don't see any pitching stats on Snyder this year. This could be his first appearance, and swing, and it's a foul tip back, and the count is 2-2. That was a nice off-speed changeup, and goes down swinging. And there's one away in the inning. And that brings up left fielder Andrew Wayner. Strike one. Missing inside, 1-1. Curveball missing, 2-1. Ball gets away from the catcher, and 3-1. So the Knights are one pitch away from having the first base runner of the evening here in the third inning. And Snyder delivers, and ball 4. So the Knights have a runner on base, and that will bring up Sam McClanahan. Ball misses in the dirt. Seems he overthrew that ball. Delivery. That got away from the catcher, but no go by Wayner at first. And the count is 2-0. So Snyder throwing really hard, but missing his last few pitches. That's a strike. And the count is 2-1. Snyder delivers outside. And it's 3-1, and Hyatt tried to quickly grab that on the outside and frame it inside, but no fooling the umpire, and Snyder needing a strike here and not going to get it, and we have 2 on board here. And that will roll things over to the top of the lineup for the Knights, and CJ asking for a quick timeout. Go out and have a word at the mound. Talk about the situation here, what to do in case of a sacrifice, how to plan things. Okay, we are about ready to get things resumed here. So the CJ first baseman, Kangora, is playing up, anticipating a sacrifice. Everybody else is playing back. And that is a strike. And so now Kangora will move back behind the bag. The delivery. Ball was thrown hard into the dirt. And the count is 1-1. Ball 3. So when he is missing, when Snyder's missing with his pitches, he's missing short of the plate and probably needs to stride out a little bit further. That ball is popped up in foul territory and out of reach for the right fielder, and the count evens at 2-2 against Jack DeMario. The 2-2 delivery. Up and away, and the count is full. So Snyder, one pitch away from walking the bases loaded here, with Danny Mangan on deck for the Knights, and 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The 3-1, that ball is popped up, and center fielder comes charging and makes the catch, and they're 2 away. So that will bring up Danny Mangan to the plate. Mangan asking for time and getting it. Snyder delivers. Ball is fouled Straight back to the net. Curveball over for strike two. And the 0-2 delivery. Just missing. 1-2. Ball two. Mangan asks for time again. Snyder taking a little too much of it on the mound between pitches. And the 2-2 delivery. That is to the backstop, and the runners will advance. And the count is now full. Wind back to blowing from first base to center field. Okay, so the 3-2 delivery. Strike three, caught him looking. So Snyder working himself out of the inning, and at the end of three complete, the score is 9-0 CJ. Okay, the Knights electing to make a pitching change here in the top of the fourth inning, and they will bring on senior Andrew Wayner to pitch, and Nolan Meyer will go into left field, swapping positions. And I'm wondering if Nolan looked like he was okay. I'm just kind of wondering if Coach Mike Hosel looked at the pitch count and decided that if he had gone any further, he wouldn't have him available later in the week when he wanted him, so he can return. So, and with this game out of hand, you certainly don't want to do anything to put yourself at a disadvantage for the rest of the week. So, Andrew Wayner comes in relief, and we will get started here in just a minute. So looking out, we have a couple lineup changes. I'm also seeing Matt Mahoney now behind the plate, replacing Luke Ewald. And Jack Huffman comes to the plate, first batter in the top of the fourth inning for CJ. First pitch is over for a strike. And the count evens at 1-1. That ball is drilled to left field, but Nolan Meyer gets a beat on it and makes the catch for out number one. And Jake Hyatt comes to the plate. CJ's catcher for this evening, and looks like there is another player out in the bullpen warming up. And too far away to see who that is. That ball is smoked to left field. One bounces to the wall. Meyer up with the ball. He throws into Claiborne. And that was about as solid of a hit as you can have. And it was right across the middle of the plate, and Hyatt gave it a ride. So that will bring up Andrew Tillman here with one out in the top of the fourth inning. Up and in, ball one. That ball is smoked to left field, and that one bounces to the wall. And that's going to score a run. And he is going to move to third base, and the throw is off target, and he is in on a triple. So he was thinking triple from the moment he made contact with that ball. And the score is now 10-0, and Claiborne had an opportunity but could not put the ball where it needed to be put to get the out. And CJ will bring in a pinch hitter, Quincy Johnson, entering the game for Benoit. And another pinch runner is up on deck for CJ. And that is Joey Wilson on deck. So that ball was way inside and got away from the catcher Mahoney, and another run is across. And it is 11-0. So Alter getting a quick first out, and then wheels falling off the bus again. So Knights needing to regroup here. That ball is fouled up and behind the press box. Strike two. Nice pitch. Fastball away from the plate, catching a corner. And CJ now has 8 hits on the day. That ball is hit high to left field, and Myers over Myers' head. So what happened was Myers' first step was up instead of back, and that came back to bite him, and it didn't help that he was looking straight into the sun. So just a combination, and I think he lost that just for a split second. And number 8 will enter the game, re-enter the game, Benoit, as a pinch runner. And the reason that's happening is because he will come on and pitch the bottom half of this inning. He was down in the bullpen warming up. And so he re-enters as a pinch runner, and Joey Wilson comes to the plate. That ball is grounded foul. Ball getting away, up and in, 1-1. And the last couple pitches that have been up and in, Wayner's opening up that shoulder, and that's causing the ball to lift inside. Two one the count. Just missing. 3-1 is the count. Ball 4. So Brendan Cadle comes in to pinch hit. So he enters the game for Simones. So runners on first and second. Wayner was way off the mark and threw the ball actually out of the side of the batter's box for ball one, and that will advance the runners. So Andrew needs to take a deep breath here. Just worry about throwing it over the plate, worry about the mechanics, because he is just throwing the ball right now. Not going through proper pitching mechanics. That was a little bit better. And Mahoney having some difficulty handling that one, or that could have been strike one. Needed to frame it. On deck is Connor Hartley, a pinch hitter. And that ball, he was sidearm and he threw that out of the batter's box. So bases are loaded here with one out in the inning. Someone just needs to go out and talk to him and let him know just to relax and throw strikes. So Connor Hartley, a junior, comes in for, I believe it's Wisman. That's a strike, and mechanically he was right where he needed to be. The ball was over for a strike. So the time needed for that substitution gave him a little bit of time to just reset the clock. Foul tip, strike two. And Knights need to make a defensive stop here. Oh, threw across his body, and that is a ball. He needs to find that line and come downhill. He's going across his body, and that's where he's missing outside. So the 1-2 delivery. That just goes foul. So Meyer playing way off the line, dead left field, and so any ball that is hit over that line will clear the bases. Just missed, and he checked his swing. Mahoney having to slide out and block that up, and the count is full. No place to put another runner, so we need a strike here. Ball is hit right off the end of the bat and spins to the first base coach for CJ. The delivery. Ball is hit hard to third base, and that's going to score 2 runs. Nobody's over on third to take the throw, so there's no play there. And 2 more runs score. So ball smoked to Mangan at third off of one hop, and he's unable to handle it. And the score is now 13-0. And we have another pinch hitter for CJ. And that is Elliot Seelig. Strike one. Runners at second and third. The 0-1 delivery. The ball is popped straight up. That can be played in foul territory. Mahoney unable to get to it. Mahoney had to run around the umpire and was not able to get back to the ball. The 0-2 delivery. High and inside. Just missing outside. 2-2. Three and two. So Wayner going full here. And the full count delivery. Ball four. Bases are loaded. And that will bring up Dylan Snyder. Not the guy you want up in this situation if you're an alternate, because he has seen the ball very well tonight. 2 for 3. A couple of crushing blows to left field. Strike one on the outside corner. Strike two, same location. And he is right up on the inside corner of the batter's box, so he can certainly get to that. That ball was pitched inside, and he fouled that one down the third base side to the bullpen. And that's where he's been. When he's made contact, he's been on the inside pulling the ball. One and two. So Wayner pitching him outside, and that's where you want to pitch him. You definitely don't want to give him anything inside because he is going to pull the ball. Mahoney lined up. Oh, that was behind him. Mahoney made a nice stop. And the count is 2-2. So no place to put Snyder. So need a strike here. The ball is fouled up and out of play. Then we had to block that one up to keep another run from scoring. And the count is full. That ball is fouled just over the third base line. That was right off the handle of the bat. Was inside. Snyder doing a nice job making contact with it. Claiborne really shading to third base. That ball is just crushed to left field. That's going to score 1, 2, 3 runs. And the score is now 16-0. And I'm surprised nobody is up throwing for Alter at this point. And now they're going to get someone up and running, up and throwing. And this will bring up Geeman McKinney. Strike one. That ball gets away. Runner's not coming. And he was thrown across his body again, almost sidearm. Ball two. Swing and a miss. And the count is 2-2. Strike three. So Wayner getting a much needed strikeout. And I believe now just about everybody has played for CJ except a couple fans in the stands, and that will bring up Kyle Benoit, number 3. So alternate situation where they can get out of this inning. Ball outside. Strike one. So when Wayner's line coming down the mound is there and on track, he is right down the middle of the plate. So he can just keep that consistent. He's going to have some good luck. That one missing. Ball outside. Ooh. That ball just missing, and just a bit high. The 3-1 delivery. Ball 4. And that's going to bring up Joe Disher. And Coach Mike Hosel is going out to the mound, and typically that means the pitching change. So Andrew Wayner will exit, and freshman Max Homan will enter the game in relief here. And so it looks like Wayner will go out to left field, and Meyer will come out of the game. So tomorrow night, the Knights will travel over to Kettering Fairmont for a makeup game against Fairmont. Wednesday, they travel down to Cincinnati McNicholas for a 5 p.m. game. And Friday is senior night here at Wright State against Cincinnati McNicholas. And Saturday morning, they will be at West Carrollton. So a full week still left of baseball. A rough start tonight, but the Knights can turn it around and grab a few this week still. Just have to get past it. And so Max Homan is set to begin, and he will face senior pinch hitter Joe Disher here, right-handed hitter. Homan missing outside. Ball 2 inside. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Ball 3. So on his three balls that he's thrown, he's been short coming to the plate. He needs to stride out a little bit longer. I know he's going from the stretch to hold the runners on, but he needs to stride out. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and that time he carried his stride out. So I would think at this point CJ's not going to try to steal and run it up. So you just need to go through your mechanics and throw strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Homan gets the strikeout, and the side is retired. But it was a big inning for CJ, and at the end of 3.5, the score is 16-0. Claiborne will lead things off here in the bottom half of the fourth inning for the Knights. Ball is inside. Swing and a miss. Ball in the dirt. So Mahoney is on deck for the Knights. The count is 2-1 on Zach Claiborne. And 3-1 is the count. So Zach being patient up at the plate. That ball is ripped foul. And the count is full. The 3-2 delivery to Claiborne. The ball's popped up high. And center fielder comes up and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. And so Mahoney will come up to the plate. Strike one. Nice curveball for strike number two. Strike three, another curveball. So Snyder just taking a little bit off of his pitches, and they're right over the plate. And up to bat for the Knights is Max Homan for the first time this evening. Homan coming in relief to get the last out, last inning for the Knights. That first pitch is hit to second baseman, who throws on to first, and the side is retired. So at the end of four complete, the score 16-0 CJ. Okay, so we are down to what should be CJ's last at bat here in the fifth inning, barring an implosion by them. And up to bat is Cameron Benoit for CJ. First pitch is a strike. Homan working from the windup. Ball is popped up. DeMario is calling for it, and there's one out in the inning. And A.J. Solomon will come to the plate, the lone sophomore on varsity for CJ. Speedy second baseman. First pitch is a strike. Strike two quick strikes. So it's what we need here to get out of the inning quickly. Homan steps off to reset. He's back up on the mound. And the delivery. Missing inside. So they peeled down. He tried to get out of the way, but they thought, catcher thought that perhaps he went around and swung. That ball missed. Ground ball to Jack DeMario, who's got to hurry and is not able to get him. So you can't bobble the ball with that base runner and expect to get him out. So there's one aboard here in the fifth, and that will bring up Brendan Cadle. The delivery, the ball is high. Homan overthrowing. That one's in the dirt. Needs to not grip it and rip it so hard. There's a strike. 2-1 is the count. And a quick throw over to first, but he was in no danger of running at this point. 16-0. Let's just concentrate on the batter and get out of the inning. I think, yep, he offered. The ball got away from Mahoney, but he swung, and the count is 2-2. And the runner will advance on that one. Mahoney having to slide to get that one. And the count is full. Swing and a miss, strike three. And they're two away. And that will bring up Connor Hartley. Strike one. Ball one in the dirt. Is in the dirt also. He's needs to stride out further. He is shorting his stride. That's causing the ball to bounce in front of the plate. There it is. Strike. And 2-2 is the count. 2 outs in the inning. Knights hoping to get out of it here. And the delivery. That ball is grounded to Claiborne. Claiborne is up with it, throws over to first, and the side is retired. So going into the bottom of the 5th inning, the score 16-0. It is difficult to see with the dark lettering of CJ's uniforms, but it looks like that is Cameron Benoit coming on to close things out here for CJ, and it is. I was able to see the back of the jersey, not the front, and it looks like we will have a couple pinch hitters here coming up for the Knights. First one being Jack Augustine. First pitch is a strike. So CJ's certainly just lining them up, one pitcher after another that can bring some hard heat. And that was a wicked curveball for strike two. And Augustine is in a rough spot coming in off the bench against this closer. There's strike three looking, one out. And that will bring up Joe Reichel, pinch hitter for the Knights. And both these guys don't want to be anywhere near the plate. They are pretty far off the plate. And CJ noticing that, they're just setting up on the outside corner. I think that's where they're probably going to live. Reichel fouls that one away. 1-1 is the count. Swing and a miss. Strike three. And they're quickly two away. And it is up to Andrew Wayner to keep things going here for the Knights. Strike one. So we will see you tomorrow night, weather permitting, over at Kettering Fairmont. The week just looks like a chance of thunderstorms every afternoon. That ball missed outside. But hopefully we can get some baseball in this week. Things are starting to back up, and only 2 weeks here before tournament starts. Ball missing upstairs, 2-1. Three and one. And the Knights are not done yet. So looked like Benoit was trying to overthrow to Andrew Wayner, and it is up to Sam McClanahan now. Strike one. Swing and a miss, strike two. Ground ball. over to the second baseman who throws to first, and that's the ball game. So CJ taking it to the Knights tonight. Final score 16-0. They will hook up in a couple, I think next week perhaps, in a makeup game. But that's it tonight here from Wright State. Tomorrow night, weather permitting, we will see you over at Kettering Fairmont. So until then, have a great evening. And this is Dave Homan with Alternate Baseball.